So here is a little video to explain Tapping EFT, which is emotional freedom technique. I didn't want to do an introduction to every video that I put out there, and you're not going to need to keep watching this. This just gives a little bit of an explanation on how to do it, and it introduces you to tapping if you have never tried it before. So I hope you enjoy doing it, and I'm going to talk you through some of the points and also try and explain why it's so effective. So if you've never done it before, we are simply going to tap using a couple of fingers or our hand, it really doesn't matter, on acupressure points all over our body. Well, we mainly stick to the face area. We have got acupressure points all over our body, but we're using points that are easily accessible. And we don't have to apply lots of pressure. You can just simply tap in those areas. And after we've gone through these, you will, when you start doing it regularly, they will just flow so easily to you, and you'll remember them really simply. But there is no worry at all if we miss a point or we do it in a slightly different order. This will not affect the outcome of this procedure. So let's talk through the points. So the first one, which you probably saw me do there, is on the karate point. You simply tap on the side of your hand. The next one is the top of the head. Then we've got the top of the eyebrow just here. We've got the side of the eye, under the nose, on the chin, on your chest there, on your collarbone, under the armpit, sort of on your arm there, just about the place your bra strap would be, bra strap would be, if you're wearing one. And then we go back to the head again. Now, there's also a few points, or there's lots of points, but there's some points on the fingers. So if you are struggling with your mobility, you can simply use the corner of your nail. You can tap on each finger in the corner of your nail, and this will also get a similar effect. And in the middle of your hand here, and of course the side of the hand like we used at the beginning. So why is EFT so effective, and what is the science behind it? So when we are tapping on these meridian points, we are sending a signal to our nervous system. We were helping our body to regulate the amount of cortisone, the amount of adrenaline, all the sort of hormones that put us in a state of panic or stress. Sometimes we can get into that state of panic even when nothing that serious is going on. But this is because we have often lived huge amounts of our life under a lot of pressure. We might be rushing, we might have a job that's high pressure. Just looking after family can also be stressful. So whatever we are doing, if we have lived in stress mode for a long time, simply using this technique will help us bring our thinking into a different part of our brain. We're trying to bring our thought process into our prefrontal cortex. So when we are thinking from this part of our brain, we are more creative. It is easier to fall in love. We can really enjoy ourselves. It is a place where we are going to be more imaginative, especially if we have got problems, because let's face it, we all have. If we're stuck in our amygdala, which is the back part of our brain, which is fight or flight, again, that can be very useful when we are in a really desperate situation. Many of us find in desperate situations we seem to cope very well because we're firing off from this part of our brain. But when we are actually trying to relax, it can be a struggle because our body is so used to using this part of the brain that it struggles to come in to our prefrontal cortex, which again means that often we can see everything as a huge problem. And even just taking the stress down about health problems, even when we have got major problems, when we can regulate our nervous system, we start to cope better, we start to feel better, and managing the stress does a huge amount for our health as well. So hopefully you find this technique helpful. The results can be absolutely amazing. It can help with depression, with anxiety, even with situations in our life that we just can't resolve because we can't think of a way out. When we start to calm our whole nervous system down, start thinking from our prefrontal cortex, we can see things in quite a different light. It is also very helpful when we are struggling with emotional things, if we're trying to release emotions that maybe have been stuck for a long time, or if we're particularly upset with a situation. It might be a personal situation, relationship problems, or just a work situation that has really, really upset us. These sort of things can take a long time to get over, but with EFT, we help to honour our emotions and release them emotions so we can work through them and move on. So if you think this is something that you're going to find helpful, please check out my other videos, subscribe for when I put any new videos up, and yeah, enjoy. Please leave a comment to let me know how you get on, and if there's any other questions that I haven't answered, let me know.